In our last video, we discussed about Phylum Porifera. So in this video, we're going to talk about Cnidaria. This is a very important phylum. Okay, so at the end of today's lesson, there are a lot of things that we're going to learn, and part of it is first we need to know how to define Cnidaria, so now the Coelenterata. I will also know how to state the meaning of Cnidaria and Coelenterata. Lays the characteristic of Cnidarians, give examples of organisms in the phylum, and we should be able to explain the importance of cnidarians. Okay, so for this video finish, well, we're going to have a clear understanding of what all this information entails. Okay, so cnidarians, these animals are mainly found in aquatic region, like I told you, like the ocean, the seas, and most freshwater. So in my last video, I explained what the seas and the ocean means and what freshwater means. Okay, so those species you found them in aquatic regions, and some examples: you have a jellyfish, you have your corals, you have your sea anemones, and you have your hydra. These are the members of cnidarians. All right, so cnidarians are more advanced than sponges. So we talked about sponges the last time, which belongs to the phylum Porifera, because they possess true tissues. They have true tissues and they have simple digestive cavity, which is quite absent in sponges. Okay, so they have more advanced features than that of what the sponges. So because of all these features they possess makes them more advanced. So which means sponges, which belongs to the spinal peripheral, they are less advanced than that of what of collaterata. Why? Because of what the type of mechanism in which the cnidaria possess. Now, one of those things is that they have what the true tissues and a simple digestive cavity, which we're going to discuss as we go further in this video. So, the next thing we need to know here is the meaning of cnidaria. And the word cnidaria comes from the Greek word which is snidos. And snidos means stinging needle. Okay, so this is what it actually means. And this name was given because members possess special stinging cells. All right. Okay, so meaning of coleterata, the word coleterata means hollow gut. You have a hollow gut. When something is hollow means something that is small that really that allow the passage of a certain amount of substance. Because when something is very hollow, this is very hollow, you have just a little passage that allows little amount of substance to actually pass through it. Just like, for example, in your gut, we have a esophagus, you have a pipe which connects the mouth to the digestive tract. So when you say hollow gut, means the gut is what narrow. So because it's narrow, it allow a certain amount of substance to easily pass through it. That's what the hollow means. Hollow, the gut. The gut means just like a gullet, just like the pipe that connects substance to your digestive system. Hollow gut. Okay, so this refers to the central body cavity used for digestion. All right, so that's very clear. So today, scientists, you can look up here. Today, scientists prefer the name Cnidaria, but both names are still used in biology. So use Cnidaria, use Coelenterata, both names are used in biology. But today, scientists prefer the name Cnidaria. All right. So based on classification, so the kingdom is Animalia and the phylum is Coleterata, also known as Cnidaria, thus for classification basis. All right. So the next thing we need to know here is what the habitats. So for the habitats, most of them are found in oceans and seas. Okay, because they're aquatic. And a very good example, we have the hydra. So few species like the hydra, they are found in freshwater. Like I told you before, that it contains freshwater, saltwater, and other. Like the oceans and seas, they are saltwater. It contains high amount of salt. Freshwater contains little or no salt present. That's why normally call them the freshwater. You have your rivers, your lake, your pond, and all that. So these are freshwater. So a good example you can find in freshwater is your hydra, which is a very prominent member of this phylum. All right. So some good examples of cnidaria. You have your hydra, you have a jellyfish, you have a sea anemone, you have a coral pulp. They have this funny name here, Portuguese man of war. All right. So these are those very good examples of cnidaria. All right. Then just some pictures, just to go through some nice picture. You can see how the cnidaria look like. Look at the architect or how they appear. So you can see this one look very beautiful, found in a very big large surface of water. Then you can also find the species. You can see how it looks like, and you can see this beautiful species. And you can see how it looks like. When you see hollow guts, you can see this central part is hollow. Hollow means a a round surface area and look that has kind of perforations that can easily allow substance to pass through it. So we call it hollow, small surface area. Okay. Then we're going to go through some characteristics of the cnidaria. So the first one is they are all multicellular animals. Why? Because their body contains what many cells, and these cells are organized into tissues. Okay. All right. So the next one, they're aquatic. So most live in marine environment. So marine environment means saltwater environment like the seas and ocean. But don't forget that some of them are found in fresh water, like what I mentioned before. All right. So for the next one, they have radial symmetry, which means their body parts are arranged around the central axis. So the central axis, and look at my head here. Now my head now will have the central axis here. So the body is arranged around its central axis. So if you look at this picture here, you can see this is the central axis here. So you can see the body is arranged radially along the central axis. For example, look at this bucket. This is how radial symmetry looks like. Okay, so this is just the architects or the idea we used to so that yes, they have this radial symmetry. Okay, so the next one, they possess tentacles. So tentacles, if you look at your hydra, they have some long structure. We call that what a tentacle. So these tentacles surround the mouth, and what it does is to aid in capturing food. Okay, so you can see the tentacles here. This long, they look like a rope. Okay, so you can see how it looks like. So it helps in capturing food. These are the tentacles. All right, so presence of stinging cells. This is one important factor. So specialized cells called the cnidocytes, which contain structure called the nematocyst. Okay, so these nematocysts are used for capturing prey and for protection. All right, so you can see here, these are stinging cells that contains nematocysts, which helps in capturing prey. Okay, they have the capturing prey and they help for protection. Okay, so it's very important to get that in mind. That's part of their characteristics. All right, so they have a single opening, and this opening serves as both the mouth and the anus. Just one opening serves as the mouth and the anus. Just imagine we humans have just one opening. Just for example, we have only one opening, which is our mouth. We don't have an anus, for example. Then we use our mouth for use our mouth for eating and digesting. Then our waste product comes from our mouth. Again, just imagine how disgusting that will be. So the mouth serves as the mouth have two openings for both the mouth and the anus. So this is where the mouth is. This is where it's located here. You can see the mouth here. So it's for both the mouth and the anus. Okay. And food enters and waste leaves through the same opening. So food enters through the mouth and food also leave out of the mouth. Yeah, that's a very nice thing for us to what observe in this type of phylum. And what's nice about this phylum and the phyla, they have their own specific characteristics that made them unique. That's why they've been classified into these different groups. All right. So 7, they possess a gastrovascular cavity, and this hollow cavity is used for digestion and used for distribution of nutrients. For digestion, you can see it here, gastrovascular cavity for digestion and distribution of what nutrients, those nutrients they've obtained for food. Okay, so the next one here, so they don't have a specialized respiratory system, so which means they do not possess lungs. So we humans we use lungs, gills, fishes they use gills. So they don't have lungs, they don't have gills for respiration. Okay, so which means gaseous exchange occur through the body surface. So the body surface they use the body surface to exchange with gases, unlike other animals that have specialized structure like the lungs and the gills for respiration. So it's very wonderful to note that. So in terms of reproduction, so most of them they undergo two type asexually through budding. So in Polyphera undergoes both sexually and asexually, like the one we discussed in our last video. Polyphera like the sponges. So here they reproduce asexually through budding, okay, and they reproduce sexually through the production of what gametes. So it's very important to get the fact right. So in terms of adaptation, just to give you a kind of overview, now these are tentacles. They help for capturing food. We have a nematocyst, which is help for defense and feeding. They have a radial symmetry we've explained before. This helps them to detect danger from all directions. All right. They have your gastrovascular cavity that helps for digestion. Okay. So just this is a summary about the characteristics. So now let's discuss about the economic importance of this phylum. Let's check the beneficial importance. So the first part here is that they form what we call coral reefs. All right. So coral reefs helps to create different habitat for different organisms. Okay. So you can see this beautiful picture. This is a coral reef. So different organisms or different type of species can create, they can take this as what a kind of habitat. So you can see we have different cnidarians. So you just look like a kind of a community when you have different organisms. So different organisms can come and say, this place look like a habitat. So they'll come and stay. So after searching for food, you can see, for example, let me say smaller fishes can go and look for food, or me say, for example, zooplankton. Zooplankton are microscopic animals. They can go and look for food. They can come and come and dwell and stay around the cnidarians and take this as a form of what habitat for them to find support and protection. So they serve as a habitat for different organisms. That's very good. So the next one, tourism. So most divers, people that dive, can go into the rivers and those because the coral reefs look very beautiful. You can go to snap picture; it look very nice. Just formation of different type of cnidarians. So and they have different colors and all that. So if you look at it, it look very beautiful. So it serves as a tourist attraction for different people who know how to dive, who know how to swim. Because don't forget that the habitat is aquatic. So for you to be able to go there, it means you'll be able to swim. So we'll have different divers, consider divers there that they have catching the fun. You see them taking pictures and all. So it serves as a tourist center for different people that know how to swim very well. Okay. So and very good. And one other thing again is that it's used for scientific research. So this can be used in marine biology and other type of scientific research. So the next one here, we need to talk about the harmful importance. So we have jellyfish with the type of Cnidaria. Some jellyfish can cause painful stings. They can cause painful stings to the skin if you're not careful. And again, certain species may be dangerous to swimmers. So these are just some harmful importance to what they do. So I just feel that let me add this information here to discover about the forms of Cnidarians. So Cnidarians they have two major forms. So the first form is what pop. And the characteristics is that they have cylindrical body. In this form, they are attached to a surface and they have a mouth facing upwards, like that of the Hydra. The Hydra have a mouth facing upwards. So you have your Hydra, sea anemone, and coral. They all possess this type of body form. So the next body form, which is the second one, is Medusa. And the characteristics here is that they have this umbrella shaped body and they're free swimming. They swim, they're not attached to a surface, they move around, and the mouth faces what downwards. And a very good example of this is what the jellyfish. Okay, so just some questions you can use to revise. You can actually pause the video at those points and see if you can remember this question from the video. So the stinging cells of Cnidarians are called what? You have ostia, you have nematocyst, you have spicules, you have cilia. So the good example here is what? Nematocyst. Okay, so for the next one, which of the following belongs to Phylum Cnidaria? You have earthworm, You have a snail, you have a hydra, you have a cockroach. So we know that yes, the answer is what? Hydra. Hydra belongs to this phylum. Okay, then the free swimming form of Cnidaria. Don't forget we have two forms. You have a pulp and you have a medusa. So which of them is free swimming? And don't forget that the medusa is a free swimming form of Cnidaria. For example, you have your jellyfish. All right. So these are just like a question you can use to just test yourself. So why are cnidarians more advanced than sponges? And what is the function of nematocysts? The relationship between a pulp and a medusa, which are the body forms. And why are coral reefs very important? You know, divers go there for recreation and stuff. Have they said the answer already? Sorry. Explain how a jellyfish capture its prey. Yeah, I didn't mention this. So you have to do your research on this part of the question and know how the jellyfish capture its prey. So I'm going to end the video at this point. And all you have to do for me, just like and subscribe to my channel if you like this video, because I'm going to be dropping important videos every time. We're still on final Kingdom Animalia. Once I'm done with Kingdom Animalia, then I drop into Kingdom Plantae. When I'm done with Plantae, then I go to fungi, which are the mushrooms. When I'm done with fungi, then I'm going to drop a real exam question. That video is going to be kind of quite a long video. We're going to go through lots of multiple choice questions on this topic, and we'll talk about some theory questions for you to learn. So we're going to do those things together, and I hope you follow me on this journey. And thank you for watching this video to this point, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.